teams come out to a packed Deepdale this afternoon. Full capacity crowd, we've been told, just under 20,000. And it should be a fabulous atmosphere and a fabulous game between two informed sides. North End up to fourth in the recent run of results. Sunderland, who really have had a massive upturn in form since Keane took over at the Stadium of Light. They've moved from second bottom of the Coca-Cola Championship to 14th. There's a real good feeling now in the Sunderland club. Whenever they play, home and away, they take a massive following with them, and that is the case here at Deepdale this afternoon. A huge bank of Sunderland supporters away to our left-hand side here at Deepdale this afternoon. North End, as you said, have Carlo Nash in goal, Graham Alexander, Liam Chilvers, Sean St Ledger and Matty Hill. Midfield of Chris Sedgwick, Paul McKenna and Danny Pugh. Simon Whaley in that holding role just behind the back two of David Nugent and Danny Dichio. On the bench, Andrew Lonergan, Callum Davidson, Brett Ormwood, Lewis Neal and Kelvin Wilson. Sunderland, they make a couple of changes from their last run up. They moved up to 14th in the table. Their away record away from the North East reads 2 wins and 3 defeats. But just 1 defeat since that man Keane took over. They have Ben Aldwick in goal across the back four. Nairn Noseworthy, Danny Collins, Stanislav Varga and Clive Clark. Midfield of Liam Lawrence, Dean Whitehead, Grant Ledbetter and Tobias Heiston up front, David Conley and Darryl Murphy. On the bench for Sunderland, Darren Ward, Chris Brown, Neil Collins, Ross Wallace and number 34 Dwight York. The referee in charge of the game is Mick Jones, who hasn't come too far. He resides in Chester and he takes charge of proceedings as the two captains, Graham Alexander and Dean Whitehead, complete the formalities in the centre circle. North End in their traditional white shirts, Sunderland in their away strip of light blue shirts, shorts and stockings, away from the traditional red and white stripes which Sunderland of course wear at the Stadium of Light. The usual pre-match formalities have been completed in the centre circle. We're only a minute or so away from kick-off here at Deepdale. Full live commentary to come as the public announcer gives North End one last boost as the players prepare to get this game underway. First home game at Deepdale for 3 weeks. And North End looking to continue the run of results. This season unbeaten 8 in the league, and North End will attack the town end in this first 45 minutes here at Deepdale this afternoon. North End attacking the goal away to our right hand side. There's full live commentary to come here on White's Road, and North End will get proceedings underway as the referee just checks that both sides have the full complement of 11. Just checking for the last time is Mike Jones from Chester. And Preston North End against Sunderland is finally about to get underway here at Deepdale. Preston North End will get the game underway. David Nugent gets the game underway with Chris Sedgwick, and North End against Sunderland is underway here at Deepdale. Heading forward, chested down by Darryl Murphy for Sunderland. North End have it deep inside their own half. Space early doors for Simon Whaley down this right hand side, jinked one way, then chips the ball into the penalty area, chested down trying to find Dichio. The ball ricocheting around the edge of the Sunderland penalty area, comes out to McKenna, who switches the play out to Simon Whaley on this right hand side. A little nod of a header inside and cleared away by Stanislav Varga for Sunderland. It's a breezy but bright afternoon here at Deepdale this afternoon. As I say, the pitch looking in wonderful condition. North End with the throw in midway inside the Sunderland half. Alexander tries to find Simon Whaley. Ball put out by Tobias Heiston for a throw into North End, level with the edge of the penalty area. North End with possession through McKenna. Alexander with the cross in, comes towards the near post, cleared away. High ball back in from St Ledger, and Sunderland will now look to break down that right hand side through Liam Lawrence, who has support from Darryl Murphy. Murphy tries to get the better, but clever play by Matty Hill down that left-hand side from North End. Gets away from the first tackle, can't get away from the second, and he's brought down, and that will be a free kick to Preston North End, left-hand side. And that's just inside the Sunderland half. Free kick taken quickly by North End. Ball chipped into the penalty area, but too near the keeper, Ben Oldwick. Sunderland keeper has early possession in the sunshine now at Deepdale, as long ball popped forward over the head of everybody that bounces once and is collected by Carlo Nash. The Sunderland fans stand, every one of them making plenty of noise away to our left hand side. Preston North End 0, Sunderland 0. A long kick by Carlo Nash. Simon Whaley with the header in field, cleared away by Clark for Sunderland. On this occasion it's decided that the ball was put out by Liam Childers in no real pressure, but decides to play the ball out. Sunderland try and steal an extra 3 or 4 yards. In the end, referee sends them back with about 10 yards, and it's a throw-in which Clive Clark will take for Sunderland. Moves the ball all the way back to the Sunderland keeper. Right-footed clearance, and it's a bad one. Jeers from the Preston North End fans. A slice clearance by Ben Oldwick. North End with a throw-in just inside their own half. Chilvers for Preston North End. Right-footed ball. His target is Simon Whaley on this right-hand side, and the flag has gone up rather harshly against Simon Whaley, but free kick is Sunderland's. Down this left-hand side, and they're able to clear through St Ledger. Nugent with his back to goal, trying to get the better of Danny Collins, and does so. Nugent has support on his outside from Danny Pugh. Knows where they will get there, just ahead of him. Good, strong, the right back foot. Sunderland, but the ball's been won back inside the penalty area. Chance here for North End. Dichio was the target as the ball was dragged back by David Nugent. Knows where he was caught in possession. Just for a second, the Wearsiders were caught on the North End left, their right-hand side. It's a corner to Preston North End, which will be taken by Paul McKenna. Right foot into the penalty area. Keeper comes and just gets there ahead of big Danny Dichio. Just gets there ahead of him. North End 0, Sunderland 0. 4 minutes gone here at Deepdale. Ball foot bounces once and falls kindly into the arms of Carlo Nash, the North End keeper. It was a long clearance by Ben Oldwick. It's his second ball. It's been cleared long. It's bounced once and gone all the way through. Nash with a high ball forward, looking for the head of Dichio. Looks to get a flick on. Knows where they're there for Sunderland. Bouncing in the middle of the park. They lose possession. Simon Whaley brings the ball down. Cedric plays it out to Graham Alexander on this right-hand side. Alexander forward to Dichio. Challenge comes in. It's a free kick to Sunderland. Felled by Dichio on the Sunderland left back, Clive Clark. 5 minutes gone. Neither keeper as yet has been tested here at Deepdale, but North End with the first half opportunity when Noseworthy lost possession. Nugent with the ball in from the byline looking for support, but Sunderland were able to clear that a couple of minutes or so ago. Olmert with the free kick for Sunderland, delivered long into the North End penalty area. North End player gets the touch, turning inside the penalty area. Chance here for Sunderland. I think it was Liam Lawrence that was trying to turn inside the penalty area. Sunderland thought they had a half chance. The flag stays down on that far side. Matty Hill has defending to do, and the ball is kept in. The assistant has got his flag raised, and fortuitous maybe. The assistant on that far side had his flag raised for an unfair challenge on Matty Hill. Preston North End 0, Sunderland 0 here at Deepdale. Long clearance away by Carlo Nash. Sunderland with possession on that right hand side. Ball at his feet is Daryl Murphy. Murphy has supporting field from the captain, Dean Whitehead, trying to spin the ball out to the right hand side, cleared away by Preston North End for a throw into Sunderland, which knows where they will take. Cleared away by North End. Simon Whaley goes up, tries to win the header, gets a touchdown. Patient build up by Keane's side down this left hand side. Ball played in. Harrison was the target for Murphy, but it was read by North End. Alexander, just too much pace on the ball, and North End surrender possession maybe a little bit too easily on this occasion. Liam Lawrence for Sunderland down the right hand side, and actually jeers of the ball was not kept in on this occasion by, I think it was Whitehead or Ledbetter on that far side, and to throw into North End, which they take quickly. 7 minutes gone at Deepdale. Preston North End 0, Sunderland 0. Heisen with a bit of space here, cutting inside Graham Alexander. Still going Tobias Heisen, plays it out to the right hand side. Shot comes in from David Connolly, but it's along the ground and never really threatened Paolo Nash's goal. Connolly got in a good position, but his angle of approach and the angle of the shot was too tight. Didn't really get too much power in the effort, and it was fairly simple for the North End goalkeeper Carlo Nash. Dichio the target. High ball played forward by Liam Chilvers, but nobody in pursuit of that one, and knows where they will keep it in. Nugent will just stand off, and the Sunderland right back is able to clear the ball down the centre of the park. McKenna with his back to goal, got to be careful, he's under pressure from Sunderland player in midfield, Matthew Hill with a high loop clearance. Dichio with the chest down, can't find his strike partner in David Nugent. Lawrence on that right hand side for Sunderland, back to Naira Noseworthy, out to this left hand side, header comes in, it will, Son plays it out to the left channel towards Clive Clark. Whitehead looks to switch the play out to the right hand side towards Lawrence, who controls well the Sunderland player, looks to dink the ball into the penalty area. First effort is headed clear, still the cross comes in again from Noseworthy, and the header in the end is away. It's a defending header away by Sean St Ledger, and Sunderland have got a corner as they attack the end where the masses of red and white Sunderland fans are sat. 9 minutes gone at Deepdale. Preston North End 0, Sunderland 0. Liam Lawrence with the corner for Sunderland, swung in, the ball's about to bounce, it's danger here, it's a tempted shot comes in. First one was blocked, it was Daryl Murphy had the original shot, which was blocked, and North End just for a second was stretched, and they were around the ball to bounce inside their penalty area. Two anxious moments there when that corner came in from Liam Lawrence. As it is, nothing comes of it. Approaching 10 minutes gone at Deepdale. Preston North End 0, Sunderland 0. One of the big games in the Coca-Cola Championship today, this one. North End in 4th, Sunderland in 14th. Bottomed up the table since Roy Keane took over down the North East. Gary Pugh plays the ball into David Nugent, just can't find that last pass, and Sunderland win possession back in the middle of the park through Ledbetter. Plays it through to Connolly. Connolly's got to run it through Murphy down the right hand side. North End after it's maybe stretched out wide, and chance of the cross comes into the penalty area, but it goes behind the two Sunderland front men, and Simon Whaley can bring the ball away for Preston down this right hand side. Just checks his run as Tobias Heisen comes back to defend for Sunderland. Graham Alexander gets inside the Sunderland half, chips the ball forward. His intended target is Chris Sedgwick, who made the run, timed it as well, but just too much power on the pass and all the way through to the Sunderland goalkeeper. Sunderland that one opportunity from the corner, and Murphy's effort blocked. North End able to clear from the corner around about a couple of minutes or so ago, but as yet neither Carlo Nash or Ben Ulrich have had a save to make here in the sunshine at Deepdale. Made out to this right hand side, the target was Simon Whaley. Had it clear, but the Whites of North End have it back. Nugent's the target as the ball's played through. Will Nugent keep it in? He won't. Chris Sedgwick, who was the man who was trying to provide the pass to David Nugent into space down this right-hand side, but it was too much on the pass, and ball line for a goal kick to Sunderland. Allman with a goal kick, looking for Connolly. Connolly beaten in the air. Alexander comes in to make the challenge. North End able to get the ball away. Nugent just inside the Sunderland half with his back to goal, holds the ball up well. Sedgwick, as Simon Whaley to his right-hand side, finds the pass, but he can't get the better of Clive Clark. Sedgwick has it back. Nugent with a touch back inside. Space here for Sedgwick on the right-hand side. Ball pinged into the penalty area, cleared away by the Sunderland defence. McKenna gets a touch, but he was always stretching to get to it, and he couldn't control the ball as he tried to dissect a ball in between two Sunderland defenders. Preston North End 0, Sunderland 0 here at Deepdale. Busy week with 3 games for North End. Ipswich to come on Tuesday. Good to see players returning from injury for North End. Elmer back on the bench after his awful injury which he picked up against Leeds in the playoffs last year. Of course, Callum Davidson, who's also a long layoff, he's back on the bench for North End this afternoon. Both those players have had run-outs in the Preston North End reserves. See one or both of those players may be involved later this afternoon, we shall see. Free kick to Sunderland on the right hand side, just on halfway, taken short. Noseworthy right-footed cross field. He'll find his intended target, headed back by Simon Whaley, and Graham Alexander to turn away from Darryl Murphy. Ledger out towards Matty Hill on that left hand side. The ball to Sedgwick. North End play along the back 4 to Graham Alexander. Alexander in field. Patient passing by North End. Danny Pugh inside the centre circle. Now delivered out to the left towards Matty Hill. Hill just holds possession up. Chris Sedgwick looking for options. Swings the ball out to this right hand side to Simon Whaley. Good first touch by Whaley. Can he bring the ball down? He does. Can he get to the byline? He's trying to get the better of the Sunderland defender Clive Clark, twisting, turning the ball at his feet. And, good defending by Clark. Throw into Preston North End, attacking the town end, right in this bottom right-hand corner. Whaley with the throw-in, attacking quickly, get possession back. Alexander with the right-footed swinging cross in too far. Nugent was on the edge of the penalty area, and Dichio was not as far out as that cross was intended. In the end, the ball was cleared by the blue shirts of Sunderland. Dean Whitehead for Sunderland down the right-hand side. Lawrence is the target. Cleared, left-footed by Chilvers out for a throw into Sunderland midway inside the North End half. Preston North End 0, Sunderland 0 here at Deepdale. 15 minutes gone in the sunshine in this Coca-Cola Championship game. Lawrence under pressure from Pugh, looking to try and win the corner. In the end, gets the ball in. It's missed by Connolly. Sunderland appeal for a handball from possibly Matty Hill. Sunderland, the player set the appeal for it. It was a bunch of Sunderland fans behind the goal that decided to see if he would be favourable to a Sunderland shout, and the ball's wasted as Sunderland could have been stretched. North End looked to try to break forward quickly. Small band of Sunderland fans behind that goal appealing for the handball. Preston North End 0, Sunderland 0. Ben Aldwick all forward, it's headed out. Flick headed by Darryl Murphy out towards Liam Lawrence on that right side. His attempted cross is blocked by Hill. Brought down, dragged down. Looking to provide the ball into the penalty area, and Paul McKenna has to come across to cover. Happy to clear the ball away, and Sunderland have a throw in deep inside Preston North End territory. Noseworthy with the throw in for the Keane side. He will deliver it long. Connolly, it's Murphy with the flick on, looking to try and find Connolly, but it was over the head of the blue shirts and collected rather easily by Carlo Nash in the Preston North End goals. Turn it into a nice ultimate afternoon at Deepdale, headed on by David Nugent. Dichio is back to goal, finds David Nugent again, tries to put the ball back, flicks it off a Sunderland player, still North End with possession. McKenna midway inside the Sunderland half, his attempted ball is blocked, could be picked up, could be a chance for Sunderland to break forward, but Nugent does well. There's space now for Simon Whaley, just can't get away from the tackle from Clive Clark, and Sunderland through Grant Ledbetter finally get the ball away, and good tackle by Danny Pugh to win it back in the middle of the park. There's space now for Pugh, looking to take on Noseworthy. It goes left, he's driven a little bit too far left, he has support, finds it from Paul McKenna. McKenna infields to Chris Sedgwick, looking to get a space to try and get the shot on goal. Really out towards Alexander with the cross into the penalty area, chance for Danny Dichio! Goal for Preston North End, the cross from the right hand side. And Danny Dichio, completely unmarked, no more than 6 yards out, has headed Preston North End into the lead. 17 minutes gone at Deepdale. Preston North End 1, Sunderland 0. Danny Dichio will be delighted to score that one. His first goal of the season. I think he may be booked for his overzealous celebrations. Indeed he has. But the goal coming on 18 minutes. Preston North End lead by a goal to nil. Dichio with the header from the right hand side. He's booked for his celebrations, but it's Preston North End 1, Sunderland 0. Questions asked about the Sunderland defending, because there was absolutely nobody when the ball was put in. He had a free header almost, and he was able to guide it wide of Ben Alwick in the Sunderland goal. And Dichio, his first goal of the season for Preston North End. We'll have enjoyed that one for obvious reasons. Preston North End 1, Sunderland 0. Alexander, long ball forward. That goal just may have rattled Sunderland. Can they react? North End will need to be strong. Seems like the most dangerous when they've just conceded. Well, that should be a free kick indeed. They're holding back by Noseworthy, and that's going to be a booking as well. I think almost certainly dragged the shirt of Danny Pugh as he's dispossessed him. Referee going all the way across to the Sunderland right back for the yellow card. Now Noseworthy with the card in 19 minutes. 1-0 North End lead courtesy of Danny Dichio's header. North End have a free kick. Left hand side, McKenna delivers it in. They come towards Dichio, but referee always in some pushing inside the Sunderland penalty area. Preston North End 1, Sunderland 0. Dichio rising 6 yards out to guide the ball wide of the Sunderland goalkeeper. Plenty of noise from the North End fans. The Sunderland fans away to our left. Now they're quiet as they see their team go behind on 18 minutes. Sunderland with a throw-in, level with the edge of the Preston North End penalty area. Noseworthy with the throw-in. Short one to Ledbetter. Sunderland going nowhere on that particular attack. Keane stood as he usually does. A smart, full suit in the Sunderland dugout on that far side, just leaning his right shoulder against the right-hand side of the Sunderland dugout. Seeing the side concede a goal. Danny Dichio's header from across on 18 minutes, giving North End a 1-0 lead. Pugh dispossesses Noseworthy again. And it's got to be careful. Aaron knows whether he's already been booked. He may have a difficult afternoon, these Sunderland right back. Danny Pugh has already skinned him a couple of times. And he's continuing to get the better of him. North End with a free kick. Headed clear by Varga for Sunderland. And a challenge of Danny Collins on Graham Alexander wins a free kick for Preston North End on this right hand side. The referee just has a quiet word, but nothing more than that. Free kick for North End. Can they split the defence again? Last time the ball was delivered from this right hand side, it ended in the North End goal. Alexander delivers a free kick in. Dichio again the target, and David Nugent. Still danger for Sunderland. The ball is headed back and held. The offside flag has gone up. North End player with the header was Sean St Ledger. He went down. Johnson got a bang. The offside flag had gone up just for a second. I think North End maybe thought the referee had given something a little bit more of a benefit to North End. Midway through the first half at Deepdale then, Danny Dichio's header goal on 18 minutes separates the sides. Preston North End 1, Sunderland 0. Lawrence with a header inside towards Whitehead. So there's a goes down from Whitehead, but it's a fair challenge according to the referee. Sunderland have possession inside the centre circle. And Danny Collins plays the ball all the way back. No Graham Cabot, no Kenny Cunningham, and no Liam Miller. He's pulled out of the public violence squad in midweek. So we do have one or two players missing this afternoon. Simon Whaley keeps the ball in. Nugent comes for it, headed clear. Some of the little header in field. Connolly's back to goal. Comes of it. Simon Whaley with the clear. Nugent's in pursuit. There's almost a mix-up at the back, and in the end there was a header back towards Olmert from Danny Collins. Just for a second, the two of them didn't look in full communication with each other. Simon Whaley with a little touch back. Chris Sedgwick down this right-hand side. Plays it out towards Simon Whaley, gets space, can attack on the defender, plays it back to Alexander, will look for the cross. His first option of the ball delivered in is can't get there, and in the end Sedgwick plays it in, looking for Dichio with his back to goal. Just look past the right hand side of Dichio all the way through to the Sunderland goalkeeper. And North End lead knows where the ball forward. His target is Darryl Murphy. Climbing onto North End defender. Preston North End have a free kick. Good start then by Preston North End. They've got the goal. Sunderland haven't really responded as yet. It's solid. A well-worked goal gives Paul Simpson's side the lead. Simon Whaley headed on. Dichio inside the penalty area. Dichio tries to get the ball back in towards Simon Whaley. It was desperate, defended by Danny Collins. He got the touch in the end. North End still have it through Paul McKenna. Whaley stays onside, ball at his feet. Sedgwick as well. It's a cross in, just too much cross. Dichio just checked their ons as the ball was played in. North End 1, Sunderland 0. Scoreline here at Deepdale this afternoon. Keane now stood with his arms crossed. I think he will be overly impressed. His team haven't done anything wrong, but Sunderland find themselves 1-0 behind, which will please the former Manchester United and Republic of Ireland international. Kenny with the header. Simon Whaley has to stretch. Challenge comes in from Mason. North End still have it. Left the ball forward. Dichio can't get onto it. Noseworthy with a ambitious long ball forward. He's headed away by Liam Silver. Doesn't really get the best header. North End conceded a free kick. Foul by Simon Whaley inside the centre circle. Free kick taken quickly. Clive Clark played out towards Mason on this left hand side. Short ball in the field, back towards Clive Clark, left back in, deliver a ball into the penalty area, delivers it in, cleared away by Matty Hill. Sunderland player ahead of him. And this is a free kick to Sunderland in a very good position, fairly central, and about 25-30 yards out. Paulo Nash will be desperate to sort the wall out in front of him. Preston North End 1, Sunderland 0. The scoreline, then Dichio's header on 18 minutes, but Sunderland have a free kick in a good position here. Whitehead and Clive Clark are over it. There's 5 in the North End wall. The referee's making sure that the mandatory distance back. Whitehead, I think, is the player that's going to whip this ball in right-footed for Sunderland. Whitehead will deliver the free kick over the wall, over the top of the crossbar and behind for a goal kick. Never ever really threatened. It's a free kick in a good position, and Keane will be disappointed that at least didn't test Carlo Nash in the Preston North End goal. 28 minutes gone at Deepdale in the sunshine. North End fans will be more than happy with what we've seen from Paul Simpson's side. They got the early goal, or they got the goal in 18 minutes, and Sunderland as yet haven't really asked too many questions. Wait to see if they can respond. The ball played forward now towards Conley, who allows the ball to be left towards Daryl Murphy. Cuts the ball right down this bottom left-hand side. Mason tries to cross, but along the ground, and Graham Alexander is able to clear for Preston North End. Dichio with a good touch and turn, gets the ball away to Nugent, who drags the ball away, and that's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a booking here as well for Stanislav Varga, because David Nugent beat him all end up. The ball was flicked on, and Nugent just flicked the ball wide of the defender. And Stanislav Varga is another player who goes into the referee's notebook. Nugent got away from him. He knew what he was doing. North End have a free kick. Alexander will take it from this right hand side, midway inside the Sunderland half. 29 minutes gone. Preston North End 1, Sunderland 0. Alexander with a free kick, whips the ball, and Dichio again gets a header, gets a touch, bouncing down. Nugent brings it down. He tries to turn away from Noseworthy. Just for a second it thought as if he was held. That's surely a penalty. Noseworthy brings down Simon Whaley, and that's a penalty to Preston North End. Not a shadow of a doubt about it. Kyron Noseworthy with the challenge on Simon Whaley. North End have a penalty. The Town End and Deepdale. North End lead by a goal to nil. And Graham Alexander could make it 2-0 to Preston North End as we approach the 30-minute mark. Never a doubt that the referee was going to point to the spot. 30 minutes gone. Graham Alexander then against Ben Aldwick. And the Town End to extend Preston North End's lead. Ball on the spot. Referee making sure everybody's back. Alexander sacks up his attempt now, steps up now. Right footed, strikes it, saved by the keeper, but he's gone over the line. That's the goal for North End. Alexander will be just delighted. The keeper got a touch. He couldn't hold it out. And North End extend their lead to 2-0. Graham Alexander from the penalty spot struck it right footed, struck it to the right of the keeper. The keeper got his hand to it, but he just the sheer power on that particular effort from Alexander. He hits it hard and low, and Ben Aldwick can do nothing about it. Graham Alexander from the penalty spot. Preston North End 2, Sunderland 0. And that really has got Deepdale rocking. A big ask now for Roy Keane's side. McKenna clears the ball away. Sunderland just happy just to put the ball anywhere at the moment. The second goal will surely mean for a few minutes they'll be just trying to sort themselves out. Composed penalty by Graham Alexander. Keeper did well. Got his hand to it, and he's still furious with himself. He didn't stop it from crossing the line, but it was just the sheer pace and power of Alexander's spot kick, which, even though he went the right way and got his hand to it, could do absolutely zip about it. North End 2, Sunderland 0. Clive Clark plays it out towards Noseworthy on that right hand side. His attempted ball forward is blocked by Danny Pugh. It's going to be a torrid afternoon. The Sunderland right back. He's been booked. He's conceded the penalty. And Danny Pugh has had him in his pocket a bit this afternoon.
Can you please go back to the car? It's blocking a driveway on Lower Bank Road in Fulham.
Sunderland.
Thank you.
With possession just inside the Preston North End half. Connolly tries to jink the ball forward. Dichio, the score of the first North End goal. Sunderland have won it back. Free kick is given. Foul by Matty Hill. 33 minutes gone at Deepdale. Preston North End leads Sunderland, Roy Keane and all, by 2 goals to 0. Danny Dichio 18 minutes with a header. Graham Alexander from the penalty spot on the half hour mark. Sunderland look to respond, have a free kick, whips into the penalty area over the head of everybody. The ball is watched harmlessly by him Childers as the ball goes out for a goal kick to Preston North End, and those Sunderland fans, 6,000 of them, are very, very quiet indeed at the moment. Since Roy Keane took over, they've lost only once. They've won 3, drawn 1 and lost 1. Roy Keane with a job to do already. From his side, 2-0 behind. North End 4th in the table, and 3 points this afternoon. Will play it through, and chance here with David Nugent. The ball's played through. He's gone round the keeper. Still David Nugent inside the penalty, looking to finish it. Oh, I think he's coming off an own goal in the end. The ball was played back across. It's 3-0 Preston North End. Nugent got the better of it, and it was a sliding tackle that came in. I think that will go as an own goal. Easy chance. Spring around Deepdale. It's 3-0. Nugent did the work. He went wide of the goalkeeper, put the ball in. And I think it was a touch from a Sunderland player that put the ball back into the net. Whoever it was, it's 34 minutes gone. It's 3-0. Nugent with the work. Nugent getting the ball. He went wide of the goalkeeper. Certainly, a PA announcement was going to give it to Danny Dichio, but most certainly I think it was a Sunderland player that got the touch. We'll try and sort it out for you, but it's 3-0 to Preston North End. That we can confirm with 35 minutes gone. Here come North End again. They're absolutely flying. Hill wins possession back, but the free kick is given in the opposite direction. North End 3, Sunderland 0. Dichio Alexander with an own goal. It may have been Danny Collins, but I'll confirm that for you. But it's Preston North End that lead by 3 goals to 0 at Deepdale. Dreamland for North End's full house at Deepdale. Preston North End 3, Sunderland 0. Nugent will get all the plaudits for the way he went wide of the keeper and put the pressure on the Sunderland defence. And Dichio's presence was enough. And the ball was played in between him and 2 Sunderland defenders. And the ball was fired into the net off a blue shirt. Preston North End lead by 3 goals to 0 at Deepdale. I think why Keane can quite believe what he's seeing at the moment. Liam Lawrence cross in, that's a corner to Sunderland. I think the Sunderland fans can quite believe what they've seen in this opening 36 minutes at Deepdale. If you are just joining us, it's Preston North End 3, Sunderland 0. Corner for Sunderland. Swinging into the penalty area. Good catch by Carlo Nash. Great catch by Carlo Nash. The ball was whipped in, it's hanging, and he was backpedaling, and he managed to grasp it on the edge of his 6-yard area. North End lead. Danny Dichio on 18. Graham Alexander for the penalty spot on 30 minutes. And on 35, an own goal from the blue shirts for Sunderland after Nugent's good work, and Nugent dragging the ball wide of Ben Alwick to whip the ball in. And Dichio's presence enough forced the mistake from the Sunderland defender. 3-0. Preston North End lead at Deepdale. Alexander with the free kick, ball played in. Someone look at Real all over the place at the moment. They look at Real 6th and 7th. They've been absolutely rocked with this opening 37 minutes. Keane will certainly have some words to say at half time, no doubt. Collins receiving some attention on that far side.
As the owner of a black Corsa registration
Collins, the man that
06 KKV. Please return to your vehicle. Thank you.
North End's third goal. That was where they put the pressure from Keane. Sunderland are rattled, and North End are winning possession back in the middle of the park. They've done it again. Hill. Midfield towards central. Who plays it out to this right hand side. Acres of space here for Preston North End again. Graham Alexander has Simon Whaley on the flank. The ball delivered in. Another touch from a Sunderland defender. They ripped them over the place at the moment. It was Clive Clark, I think, got the touch on this occasion. Going to Preston deep inside Sunderland half. They're all over the place at the moment. Forward to Preston North End. They're all over the place at the moment, Sunderland. They were guilty for the first goal. Poor defending. Free header. They gave the second, and they provided the third. Corner from McKenna, swung in, and that's gone all the way across, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Just Ungman puts his head in his hands and delivers that one in. Delivery into the penalty area. 5 minutes away from half time. If you are just joining us here on White's World, it's Preston North End 3, Sunderland 0. We're not mishearing that scoreline. Whaley. Dichio gets a touch. North End fans were even jeering at Sunderland fans saying you might as well go home a few seconds or so ago. Cedric plays it out towards Hill. Every time North End have it, Sunderland look edgy at the back. Alexander plays it back out on that left hand side towards McKenna. McKenna will flick up. Nugent with a header down. Still can't find a white shirt. Sunderland have it in the middle of the park through Daryl Murphy. A little bit of danger from Sunderland early doors, but into the opening 10 minutes, they did absolutely nothing with the ball, and North End have dominated as the scoreline suggests. With about 4 minutes to go to the interval in the sunshine at Deepdale. Preston North End lead by 3 goals to 0. Sunderland will be desperate to create something before half-time. Dean Whitehead plays it out to this left-hand side for Clive Clark. Clark delivers the ball and it's blocked. Keane not sure where the ball had gone. Dichio brings it down. He looked to pass it and realised he was better keeping hold possession himself. Tries to flick it forward to try and find David Nugent. Can't find him. Stanislav Varga plays it out towards Aaron Noseworthy, who checked his run on that right hand side. Connolly, touch ball infield towards Liam Lawrence. Lawrence urging forward, tries a shot here from distance, but it's high and wide and it's nowhere near, and that really has been the story of Sunderland. They've not really had a sniff. They're becoming more desperate as time ticks on. And the scoreline of 3-0. They have to try a shot from almost anywhere to try and salvage something out of this game. Already looks as if North End will be heading towards their 4th home win of the season. They lead 3-0. Beaten in the last 8 in the league. North End are really on fire this season. The ball had to come through and almost forced to David Conley. Then Alexander forced to clear the ball away. If you're just joining us from wherever you are listening around the world, thanks for listening to us here on White's World. It's Preston North End 3, Sunderland 0. Danny Dichio, Graham Alexander, an own goal. Connolly trying to create something for a beleaguered Sunderland side at the moment. Good tackle by Simon Whaley, blocks the attempted cross from Clive Clark. North End will be keen to keep the Black Caps at bay before half time. And about 2 minutes of normal time left, maybe a couple of minutes, maybe no more, with time to be added on. There's not much stoppage in the first half at Deepdale. The ball is not kept in on this occasion, is it? The ball had gone out. It was Grant Ledbetter who would, from a tight angle, looked to have almost nutmegged North End defence, but the ball had gone out, and it's a goal kick to Preston North End. The ball is satisfactory. 45 minutes from Preston North End's point of view. To be fair, they have actually played better in games this season, but a healthy scoreline of 3-0 at half time. I know we predicted that, certainly not the mass ranks of Sunderland fans who are silent, absolutely silent at the moment. Away to our left hand side. Sedgwick head out towards Simon Whaley on this right hand side. The ball kept in by St Ledger. There will be a real difference of emotion in the two dressing rooms at half time. I imagine Roy Keane will have plenty of words to say. The impression is a man that holds back when he has something to say. I don't think he hasn't experienced anything like this. He's taken over at the Stadium of Light, a side 3-0 behind in the opening 35 minutes of a game. They win a free kick. We'll wait to see how much time there is to add on. Someone have the free kick. It's midway inside the North End half. Haven't got too long to try and do something here. It's with Tobias Eisen. The attempted block is cross is blocked by Simon Whaley. We're still waiting for the fourth official to indicate how long there is as the 45 minutes draws to a close. North End desperate to keep Sunderland out. The ball just flicked over the top, cleared away. There was just an extra few seconds there as Conley wants to try and latch on. 3 minutes, I think it says. Difficult to see with the sunshine.
The officials have agreed there'll be a minimum of 3 minutes.
3 minutes of time to turn it on. I'm not too sure where they got the 3 minutes from, to be honest with you, but 3 minutes it is, of which we're already into the first of those 3 minutes. Preston North End 3, Sunderland 0. And that's that Patrick Ashiman. There's a doubt before the game with a hip injury, and he misses out this afternoon. He's the man that's been bagging the goals for North End recently, but this afternoon, Dichio, Graham Alexander, 2 of the 3 goals. North End will just be keen just to hold possession, and almost fell to David Nugent just now, and knows whether he knows he can't afford to make another rash challenge because he's already got a yellow card. Just didn't fall at the feet of Nugent. Ball forward by Sunderland. Conley tries to get on that Sedgwick, trying to shot. Attempt from distance. That's about the nearest Sunderland have come. A ripple of applause from those behind the goal, which Callow Nash is defending. A massive rest, red and white, but they'll be bitterly disappointed 6,000 Sunderland fans are very quiet in Deepdale at the moment. North End lead 3-0. Comfortable with it as well. Simon Whaley. As Nugent ahead of him, Simon Whaley, the ball at his feet, skips past one, still going Simon Whaley, can he make it 4? Attempted shot is blocked, chance for David Nugent on the edge of the penalty area. I was lining up for a second for Preston North End. Sunderland just hanging back. 2 minutes remain. At the time added on, North End, Simon Whaley nutmegs one and can't get past the second. Every time North End attack, Sunderland look almost bereft at the back. Been awful in defence, but credit Preston North End the way they battle in this first half, and they could have had more than the 3 they've already got. And it's the final minute of the 3. Sunderland have possession. Dean Whitehead switches the ball out towards that right hand side. A little headed back from Liam Lawrence. That's with Aaron Noseworthy for Sunderland. Not sure what to do there. Lawrence with the cross in towards the far post. Alexander with the header away, and North End can break forward again here, but they do anything in a rush. They have no real need to. They lead 3-0. And fantastic first 45 minutes. Alexander with the ball forward, trying to get down to Dichio away. Again, it's played back towards Ben Olnwick in the Preston North End goal, and the Sunderland goal. 3 minutes are just about up at the time added on. There'll be a tremendous reception for North End. You can absolutely guarantee it, and indeed it is. Standing ovation almost in the first half. 3-0 the scoreline. Paul Simpson will be absolutely delighted with what he's seen from his side. Roy Keane, his team thought would be somewhat different. You feel at the interval. North End have done everything they needed to do in that first half. They took the lead in 18 minutes. A cross in the right, in Dichio's header. There'll be questions asked about where the Sunderland defence was, because it was a free header from Dichio. Now 29 minutes, Myron Noseworthy bringing down Simon Whaley in the penalty area. A lunge. Graham Alexander stepped up from the spot, struck it wide of Ben Olnwick. The keeper got a touch but couldn't stop it going in. And then Nugent getting away from the defence, putting the cross in round the keeper. An own goal for Sunderland defender. Half time at Deepdale. It's Preston North End 3, Sunderland 0.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for your half-time entertainment, please welcome live to the pitch, the PN.
Two teams back out again at the start of the second half.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, take your seats for the second half.
I'm sure Paul Simpson will have been more than happy with his first 45 minutes. North End didn't particularly play on fire. They were solid and did enough. Sunderland, but they were bitterly disappointed. I'm sure Roy Keane will have had a few harsh words to say in the Sunderland dressing room during the half-time interval. We wait to see how the side from rear side respond at the start of the second half. North End lead by 3-0. North End defend the town end in this second half. A packed crowd, just under 20,000. Full allocation of Sunderland tickets gone. They're very quiet at the moment. Simon Whaley for Preston. Fouled by David Connolly. Free kick to Preston North End. Midway inside their own half. No half-time substitutions. No reason why North End should change things. Maybe Roy Keane will give those 10-15 minutes in the second half, and if nothing changes you may see a change, as David Nugent tried to snapshot from the edge of the penalty area. Always rising and to the bank of Sunderland fans. Behind Ben Olnwick's goal. The ball out of his net 3 times in the first half. Pugh gets above Noseworthy. Throw into Sunderland at the start of this second half. Down the right hand side, trying to find Daryl Murphy. Dichio trying to win it back. Whitehead plays the ball forward, and North End have it back through. Kenner tries to thread the ball through to Nugent, can't find him. Alexander snapping at the heels of Danny Collins. Alexander defending as Sunderland trying to create something in the opening minutes of the second half down that left hand side. Nugent with the ball at his feet, looking for a goal. David Nugent, 2 so far for him for this season. A good solid performance for the England under-21s in there. Victory over Germany, 2-legged 3-0 success. Any of the goals, but another useful contribution from the North End frontman. Here come Preston again, looking for Nugent, ricochets off the defender. It's a corner to Preston right at the start of this second half. McKenna will go across and take the corner. McKenna then with a corner for North End. Right foot, springs the ball in, keeper pushed away. There's a defender next to Pugh, plays it in, half headed away by Noseworthy, back to Pugh. Attempted shot is blocked and in the end headed wide. North End defender, I think it's 1-2 ahead of it. Preston North End 3, Sunderland 0. The scoreline here at Deepdale. There'll be 4 matches going to come on Tuesday when North End make a long trip to Ipswich. Simon Whaley. Nugent on that right-hand side, back towards Alexander. Plays the ball back towards Nugent, with a space for North End here as Chris Sedgwick has the ball at his feet, right-hand side of the penalty area. Plays it out towards Simon Whaley. Infield towards Nugent. Nugent tries a shot! It's the other side of the crossbar. Ricochets out and Sunderland survive, but that was an opportunity. David Nugent with the effort at the underside of the crossbar and came back out. And Sunderland are all over the place again at the start of this second half. Another corner to Preston. Nugent was inches away from getting his third of the season. McKenna with the corner straight at the keeper this time. David Nugent with the effort, which was so close. Keeper was beaten. North End were denied their 4th goal by the woodwork. Here comes Sunderland through Liam Lawrence down this right hand. Lawrence with the ball in inside the penalty area. Conley turns, great save by Carlo Nash. That's the nearest that Sunderland have come. David Connolly turning inside the penalty area. Nash was forced to make the save. Still Preston lead 3-0. Both sides have had chances in this opening 4 minutes of the second half. Nugent hitting the crossbar. Carlo Nash making the save from David Connolly. Remains North End 3, Sunderland 0. Comes in from Shortson Ledger. Sunderland with it down the left hand side. They've created virtually nothing in the first half. Just forced to make a save from Conley. The ball chance here, maybe comes to Liam Lawrence. Ball played back into the penalty area. That will be collected by Carlo Nash. No Sunderland player within 2 distance of that particular cross. Ipswich away and Hull at home those next 2 games for North End in the next 7 days. Hull City are visitors to Deepdale next Saturday afternoon. On clearance by the Sunderland keeper. Clever Alexander saw where the ball was going, sneaks in field to win possession. Dichio plays it forward to Simon Whaley. Sunderland plays around him, cleared away. Nugent with the challenge. For a goal kick to Sunderland. 6 minutes of the second half. Park Deepdale. Preston North End lead by 3 goals to 0. 3 first half goals. Heading on from Murphy, but North End out again through Hill down this left hand side. Bit of space for Dichio. Touch to Sedgwick. Just inside the Sunderland half. Changes the play out towards the right hand side to St Ledger all the way back towards the Preston North End goalkeeper. Whaley for Sunderland, plays it forward towards Conley with his back to goal. Challenge comes in from Hill, the free kick is given, nothing wrong with the challenge. The referee is having a word with Hill, but another harsh decision. Sunderland with a free kick. Take the free kick, and Sunderland made a half-time substitution between next minute. So Wallace will take the free kick, ball swung in. Sunderland made a change at half-time. Wallace is on sure yet of his come on to replay it. Change. Clark with the throw in for Sunderland on that left-hand side, deep inside the North End half. Keane said at half-time. Interesting to hear the wall and it's Sunderland dressing room for. Knows where they gets the better of Danny Pugh. Then plays an absolutely shocker of a ball. That probably just about sums up Sunderland's afternoon at Deepdale. At least make some noise, like 6,000 of them, and that's wearing their white striped shirts. Dichio with the flick on, good controlled by Nugent, lays it off to Simon Whaley. Here can North End again. Whaley tries an effort. Oh, what an effort from Simon Whaley along the ground. Didn't look to have power in it, but he had the right direction, wide of the keeper. Simon Whaley has made it 4-0 to Preston North End, and chance of easy ring around Deepdale. 25 yards out, just struck it low, didn't look to have real power on it, but he hit it exactly in the right direction. The keeper was at full length, couldn't get his hand to it, and it went just inside the right hand post, and North End now lead by 4 goals to 0. Simon Whaley the goal scorer. Preston North End 4, Sunderland 0. And the North End fans are singing to the Sunderland fans, it's time to go. And let me tell you, there's a fair few from the North East that are making their way towards the exits already. And we've only had 10 minutes of the second half. North End 4, Sunderland 0. A real awakening this for Roy Keane. I do tend to find that sides, when a new manager comes in, do well. Things have stepped up maybe for 3 or 4 games. Maybe the honeymoon period at the Stadium of Light is well and truly over for Roy Keane. Certainly looks like it this afternoon. Here comes Sunderland, trying, there was a desperation here just to try and salvage a little bit of pride, if nothing else. 4-0, North End lead. Sunderland have got a corner. Some Sunderland fans making their way towards the exits. Lawrence with the corner for Sunderland. Ball swung in, header, goal for Sunderland. They've got a goal back. Stanislav Varga with the header. Corner from Lawrence, Varga with the header. Sunderland have got at least a consolation. The goal coming on 56 minutes. Stanislav Varga with the header from Lawrence corner. Sunderland 1. Maybe those Sunderland fans that are heading towards the exits may We've not left the ground. They do turn around and come back in. 4-0, 4-1. Preston North End now lead. There's a good corner. Was taken by Lawrence. And Stanislav Varga with the header. 4-1. 12 minutes of the second half gone at Deepdale. Surely that can be nothing more than consolation for the Sunderland team and their fans. North End with a throw-in, which Graham Alexander on the right-hand side. Ball's gone out, throw into Sunderland.
Confirmation of the goal for Sunderland, number 27, Stanislav Varga.
And I believe the Sunderland fans, they can sing their hearts out, and this game may not be over just yet. Certainly plenty of time. It's a ball by Alexander, who looks to switch the play, and it's gone straight towards Liam Lawrence, who heads forward for Sunderland down this right-hand side. Has to check his run. Good play by Cedric. Pugh comes in to try and win it back. Throw in taken quickly by Sunderland. Through Murphy. Plays it in towards Lawrence. Back towards Murphy. Chance here. Wallace comes in. Right across the face of goal. That wasn't too far away from David Connolly. And all of a sudden, Sunderland just have an inkling. Just have a belief that maybe this one is not over. Stanislav Varga with the goal. Not too far away from a second. A few seconds or so ago. Preston North End 4, Sunderland 1. Whaley down the right to Nugent. Back out towards Simon Whaley. Kenner, Sedgwick, Paul Simpson trying to orchestrate things from the sidelines on that right hand side. Alexander forward towards Nugent. McKenna. Sunderland had the throw in taken quickly. Connolly with his back to goal, done halfway. Looks for the free kick, nothing given. Sunderland breaking forward through Leadbitter down that left hand side. Comes off Sedgwick, throw into Sunderland. Or Keane on the far side. Plus, expressionless even from this distance. Chance for Sunderland. Connolly inside the penalty, looking to turn. It's going to go for a corner. Comes off St Ledger. All of a sudden looking comfortable at 4-0. 4-1. Sunderland have seen a bit of a light. A cheek maybe. Corner to Sunderland, swung in. Keeper comes, gets a touch, and in the end it's cleared away by Graham Alexander. Just over the hour mark gone in the sunshine at Deepdale. Whitehead plays the ball in. Carlo Nash comes and collects. And rolls it out quickly to Danny Pugh down this left-hand side. Matty Hill has made the overlapping run on this left-hand side. Sedgwick plays it out towards Alexander. Forward to Simon Whaley, just inside the Sunderland half. Nugent looks to provide the 1-2 with Simon Whaley. Good sliding attack comes in. Like Clark, it's a throw into North End, midway inside the Sunderland half. And Sunderland are going to make another substitution. Dwight York is the man that's come on.
Substitution for Sunderland, replacing number 11, Darryl Murphy. Number 34, Dwight York.
Dwight York on for Murphy for Sunderland. Last throw of the dice surely by Roy Keane. North End with possession through Simon Whaley down that right hand side. Just inside the Sunderland half. Challenge comes in. Ball doesn't stay in. David Conley can't keep it in. Alexander will take the throw in right in front of the Preston North End bench. Towards Dichio. Sunderland clear. Ball bouncing. Dwight York's after it. McKenna over the top, flag stays down. Nugent tries across, there's nobody there in the penalty area, and the ball will go out right across field for a throw into Sunderland. Any thoughts of a quick throw? He stopped as Pugh quickly stopped the channel of Liam Lawrence down this right hand side. York with the touch on. Liam Childers high. Ball forward, trying to find Dichio. McKenna has it. Cedric with his back to goal on this left-hand side, looks to take on the right back. Plays the ball in field to McKenna. Not too many options on the far side. North End lead swinging to the right to Graham Alexander. Alexander's ball forward is intercepted by Sunderland. Alexander tries to win it back off the substitute Ross Wallace to throw into Preston North End. 4-0 Preston led on 54 minutes, courtesy of the fourth goal from Simon Whaley. Goal from Varga, the header on 56. Was just given a hint for the side from the Stadium of Light. Even they are unlikely to be able to come back from that particular scoreline of 4-0. Is at least giving their fans something to cheer about, and at least give them a little bit of belief. Connolly and Dwight York now the front partnership for Sunderland. They'll find it difficult to get any change out of a solid back four of Preston North End. Matty Hill with the throw-in deep inside his own half. Lawrence with the header. Nugent plays the ball in field. Whaley just won't get on that one. It's Clive Clark. Whaley battles with him, and it's a free kick to Sunderland. Simon Whaley's gone down holding his left ankle, his left leg. Referee takes a look to see whether without the physio on. Be okay. Back into his boot. Back on his feet, Simon Whaley. No physio required. North End really defending this Sunderland have a free kick. Played out towards Noseworthy on this right hand side. Trying to stop Liam Lawrence, and Lawrence was not at all happy with the ball he got from his right back. Go into the visitors on the halfway line. And his shirt tugged and pulled by Dean Whitehead. Free kick to Preston North End. Where Keane continues to stand arms folded in that Sunderland dugout on the far side. North End with a free kick just inside the Sunderland half. Hill delivers the ball and looking to try and find Dichio. There's a flick on from a Sunderland player, cleared away by Danny Collins. There's a push on Newton player. Ball's played back over, Nugent's after it. Cleared out by Collins for a throw into Preston North End, right hand side, level of the edge of the Sunderland penalty area. North End 4 goals, Danny Dichio, Graham Alexander from the penalty spot. Dean Whitehead on goal, and Simon Whaley with the goals for Preston North End this afternoon. They lead 4-1. They led 4-0. Can they open up that 4-goal advantage again. Cleared by Sunderland as far as Nugent on his right hand side. Nugent plays a ball into Sedgwick, who gets past the first tackle and still going to Sedgwick. Just tricky feet and plays it back out towards Simon Whaley. Now there's a chance for the cross. Good play, good approach play by Preston. Alexander's cross is just too deep, but good play on that side. Danny Pugh will keep the ball in really now. Well, he goes over the near side advertising. He steps over the top of it and gets back on his feet and back on the pitch. Sunderland right back tries to steal about 3 centimetres and is sent back by the referee. Actually, this may have a band of Sunderland supporters right in front of where the throw was taken. They make further yards, Sunderland. Noseworthy with the throw in. Dwight York with his back to goal on halfway. That was handball from Danny Pugh. Midway through the second half at Deepdale. Decide who's going to take the free kick. Varga with the free kick towards Dwight York. York on the edge of the North End penalty area. Sunderland have possession through Leadbeater. Cross from the left hand side, blocked by Simon Whaley. Whitehead gets a touch. North End clear through Sean St Ledger. Dichio. Ball just doesn't fall kindly for him. Here comes Sunderland again through Noseworthy down this right hand side. Plays it to the feet of Connolly with his back to goal in towards Dwight York. Dwight York chips the ball out towards the left hand side. Good ball from York. Space for Sunderland down the left hand side. Cross into the penalty area. Keeper comes. He's missed it. Carlo Nash missed it. Goal to Dwight York. He couldn't take advantage of it. A rare mistake from Carlo Nash. Thankfully doesn't come to any advantage as far as Sunderland are concerned. Just didn't manage to get full control of the ball as it was played in. It allowed it to bounce, and Dwight York couldn't take advantage of it. In fact, Dwight York would have scored, but really would have been game on at 4-2. There is a definite feeling amongst Sunderland that they can break back into it, and North End are going to make a substitution. And just listen to the applause that's going to happen here, because we're going to see Brett Ormrod. We're going to see who's coming off, but Brett Ormrod will make a return for Preston North End. David Nugent receives the applause. It's not been his afternoon, but wait for the applause of Brett Ormrod. He's not figured since a playoff game against Leeds last season. Broken leg, also ankle damage as well. Great to see Brett Ormrod back in a North End shirt and back in first team action. He'll be more than happy to come on with 20 minutes left, with his side leading 4-1 at Deepdale. An awful lot with injuries, Brett, and it's great to see him back in the North End lineup. Simpson making the substitution. David Nugent, of course, played the full 90 minutes for England, the 21s in midweek, and having that option on the bench. That was always the idea. If things were going North End's way, you would give Ormrod a stint at some point this afternoon. He's on the field now. North End 4, Sunderland 1 here at Deepdale. Sunderland have certainly seen more possession in this last 5 or 10 minutes since they got that goal back. Ormrod with a touch. Sedgwick plays it out towards Simon Whaley down that right hand side. North End still inside their own half. Alexander with a high hanging ball. Ormrod will chase after it. He'll run everywhere to try and get possession. Not the best attempted clearance by Chilvers for Preston. Sunderland have it back and they lose it. Dichio to Ormrod, who spins and turns, plays it in towards Simon Whaley. Not too many players or too many options. He finds Sedgwick. Sedgwick plays the ball through, but Ormrod never can check on the end of that one. Goal kick for Sunderland. If you are just joining us, it's North End and Dichio's header on 18 minutes gave Preston the lead. Then a penalty as Noseworthy brought down Simon Whaley. Alexander with a penalty which was touched by the keeper, got his hand to it but couldn't stop it. The sheer power of Alexander's penalty into the back of the net. And 5 minutes later, Nugent's hard work, and Whitehead steering the ball into his own goal. And then early second half, Simon Whaley, low shot from the edge of the area into the bottom corner, 4-0. Varga with a header from a Lawrence corner, giving Sunderland at least the goal. They don't really look as if they believe they can come back from the scoreline that they found themselves in 9 minutes into the second half. But they're going to certainly keep battling away and expect anything different of a Roy Keane side. Certainly Roy Keane is a player. I'm sure he's very similar type attitude of the manager. Noseworthy for Sunderland, into the feet of Dwight York. York with a touch, played in towards Noseworthy, chance here for him, good play by Matty Hill. Noseworthy went in for the second attempt to try and get the better of the North End keeper, and I think he just hurt himself in the process, and was slowly making his way back. With a weary looking effort. North End are going to make another substitution here. Simon Whaley is the player that's coming off. And the goal scorers for Preston North End this afternoon.
Substitution for Preston North End this afternoon, Simon Whaley. Is number 23, Lewis Neal.
Lewis Neal, the man that comes on to replace him. So Neal on for Simon Whaley. Ormrod on for David Nugent. David Conley for Sunderland. Whitehead played out to the left hand side towards Rice. Cross into the penalty area. Dwight York is a player that gets the touch. Arising on Matty Hill. Two players exchange pleasantries, shake hands and help each other off the ground. 15 minutes left in the October sunshine at Deepdale. North End lead by 4 goals to 1. Clearance by North End keeper Sedgwick to McKenna, who plays it back towards that right hand side to Graham Alexander. Back to McKenna. McKenna towards Lewis Neal. Fresh legs of Lewis Neal. Sunderland ball away. It's going to Preston deep inside the Sunderland half. Alexander with the throw in. Lewis Neal on that right hand side, left footed, gets the ball, whips into the penalty area, tries to find Dichio, cleared away by the head of Grant Lambert. It's still a chance for Preston, ball played in, cross comes in from Lewis Neal and it just couldn't find a white shirt in the penalty area. Still North End on the attack through Ormrod. The ball just doesn't fall from the former Southampton man's feet, and Will Lawrence is out for a throw in to Preston North End. 15 minutes remain. Ormrod with a touch to Hill. Dichio is the target. Noseworthy misses it. Dichio in pursuit of it. Ormrod tries to win it back just for a second. See if it might fall to a white shirt at North End. Matty Hill rightfully ball forward, the flag up against Ormrod. 4 yards. Occasion for Ormrod. Flag up. North End lead by 4 goals to 1. The work was certainly done in the opening 55 minutes as far as North End are concerned, and the points also with that 4th home win of the season. That will take the unbeaten record of league games to 9. Sunderland surely playing for nothing more than pride as the ball's played in Dwight York. On this right hand side, looking for options. Just touches the ball back. McKenna gets there ahead of Keane, Whitehead. Someone have a throw in. We will desire to take this particularly quickly. Now it's taken by Whitehead back towards Varga, the Sunderland goal scorer, into the fit into White York into the penalty area, lays the ball off to Lawrence with a crossing, cleared away by Graham Alexander, and as far as Whitehead, who tries a shot that's into the town end, over the top of the crossbar.
Today's crowd attendance here at Deepdale is a capacity sellout at 19,603.
19,603 is a sellout. 19,603 the attendance. Development work continues, of course, on the far side. Preston North End against Sunderland, the complete sellout. And those that have been here supporting North End, they will have been more than satisfied with the fare they've seen. Has to be said, in the first half, North End have played better this season and they've not scored 4 goals. Lewis Neal plays the ball in, chance for Britt Ormond inside the penalty area, just over a tight angle from Britt Ormond. He was looking for the number 5 in the afternoon for Preston North End. The flag was up anyway. And Preston North End get their final substitution. It looks, I think, as if Colin Davidson will be put onto the field for Andy Pugh. Good afternoon work as far as the former Manchester United player Danny Pugh and former Leeds United player is concerned. Another player returning from injury is Colin Davidson. Colin Davidson is the player that comes on. We wish him well after injury. Certainly enjoyed a couple of commentary games with Callum when he was on the sidelines. Good to see him back in the North End shirt as well. 12 minutes left at Deepdale. Ormrod has Dichio ahead of him, plays it out. Davison is the support player on this wide left hand side from North End, plays the ball in field towards Hill. Hill to Davidson. Ricochets back off Noseworthy. McKenna chips the ball in looking for Ormrod. Ormrod turning back to goal, just doesn't hold up for him. Sedgwick back out towards Davison. Davison with a cross in. Sunderland clear. Scooping down the low header to find Hill. Back towards Colin Davison on this left hand side. A little chip ball from Davison. Trying to get Hill in. Noseworthy was blocking his intended path. And I'm going to say there's some empty seats in that Sunderland end. A big load of empty seats in that Sunderland end. 10 minutes left. Even the most optimistic of Sunderland fans are strolling out. Feel as though they've given a glimmer when Varga got the goal. It ain't going to be their afternoon, and they're doing a conga, some of them just to try and entertain themselves. They've not had too much entertainment from their team. They are a loyal set of fans from the North East, from the rear side. They're going to make the most whatever the result at Deepdale this afternoon by the look of things. On the booking, I think it's Ross Wallace that's come into the referee's notebook. 9 minutes left at Deepdale. Preston North End lead, if you are just joining us, by 4 goals to 1. It's a contest that was over maybe at half time when North End led 3-0. Any lingering hopes that Sunderland had of a fight back were probably quashed. And it was 4-0. And now at least got a goal back, 4-1. Long ball cleared forward by the North End keeper, and Davison's gone down. And just inside the penalty area, the ball found its way to the left-sided player. White York on this right-hand side, tracks the ball back. He's always experienced. You want to find another Sunderland player and take possession away. Davison trying to find Ormrod, comes back towards Davidson, plays it over the top towards Ormrod, who will have to take on Noseworthy down this side. Receives a late challenge on him with his ankle. Very good afternoon there at Noseworthy. A frustrating afternoon. Conceded the penalty. He would causing a number of problems throughout the game. Been booked. Olmec with the goal kick. Dwight York battling with Callum Davidson. Davidson strides from attack, loses a boot. Ormrod. That's with McKenna, who's looking for options. His option was Callum Davidson, but without a boot. And I think that possession through Sedgwick. So I feel the game is peaked around, but there's plenty of goals, and the result, I think, is very much in the bag. And North End just spark up one. Something late on here as the ball is played in from the right hand side. But Lewis Neal put the ball in. Ormond was coming near post, got the touch, but couldn't direct it, goal bound from a tight angle. Noise from the Preston North End fans, not so from the Sunderland fans. York for Sunderland. Infield towards Dean Whitehead. Challenge comes in from McKenna. Whitehead still going forward. Wallace on the left hand side for Sunderland. Delivers a cross into the penalty area. Well taken by Carlo Nash. Extend North End's unbeaten run, as we said, to 9 in the league, and 4 wins and 2 draws at home is impressive by anybody's standards. North End really have shown this season that they are going to be, as they have in previous seasons, but maybe this year North End can really make that progression under Paul Simpson from the playoffs, maybe it's even better. And they come again from a long way out. Rather ambitious effort from Lewis Neal. This be the year for Preston North End. 4th on the table before this afternoon's game. Another good 3 points. The honeymoon period as far as Sunderland are concerned, and their new manager Roy Keane is over. Their second bottom when he took over, maybe showing sort of form and sort of defence. They've shown this afternoon there was an improvement when a new man comes in, particularly somebody of his stature. Maybe he just realises now what sort of job he has at the Stadium of Light. From a Preston point of view, the only way is up, and North End are on a roll at the moment. Ipswich on Tuesday at Portman Road, Hull here at Deepdale next Saturday. And the way Preston are playing, I don't think they really fear any of those teams. Long clearance by Carlo Nash. Doesn't feel like a 4-0 stroke 4-1 game.
Today's George Max Jewellers man of the match has chosen.
North End have certainly played better in some of the other games this season and not got the goals. Paul McKenna has won the sponsors man of the match for another solid effort in the middle of the park. It's another important 3 points for Paul Simpson and the North End team. There's an elbow in the head from Noseworthy on Dichio. It's already been booked. And Dichio's not so keen to shake his hand. Not that impressed. North End number 11, but it's a free kick to North End. 4 minutes left for Deepdale. North End lead by 4 goals to 1. Hill with the free kick delivers it into the head of Dichio. Looking for Ormond. Dichio looking for a flick on. Lewis Neal for Preston. Ball played in towards Dichio, tries to get the ball side of the defender. Still battling Dichio, and in the end he was just tugging the shirt of Stanislav Varga. More Sunderland fans made their way out. There's a big open number of seats where he was sat in this game. A lot of Sunderland fans have long since made their way out of Deepdale. Head back to rear side.
They've stayed. It's not been their afternoon. Preston North End, it's been a great afternoon, a great result. They were looking to take that sort of result, maybe even improve the performance as we can. To Portland Road on Tuesday, a long trip. And I think these fixtures, unbelievable. North End should face Norwich away, Ipswich away, I think Colchester away later on the season, all on a Tuesday night. Fanciful, it really is. Just 2 minutes of normal time remain. Preston North End will be heading towards another 3 points, and who knows, maybe even higher than fourth in the table depending on other results this afternoon. Connolly. Sunderland look for one last push, one last effort, but it's a little too late. They're in a corner. Lawrence will go and take this corner for Sunderland. We're into the final 2 minutes at Deepdale. Lawrence with the corner for Sunderland. The ball swung in. Nash swings his arm at it, grabs it second time around, and then quickly rolls it out on this left hand side for Callum Davidson. No real rush to head forward. North End quite obvious to hold possession. Davidson goes to try and find Allman and just wants to check out of Nosworthy. Plays it down the right channel. Davidson back in to try and win it back. Comes off Davidson, going to Sunderland. Preston North End 4, Sunderland 1 then. There's the scoreline at Deepdale. 3 great points as far as Paul Simpson's side are concerned this afternoon. Silent atmosphere as we finish the final game, finish the final minute plus whatever it time to be added on. I'm sure there'll be a generous support or applause from North End fans when the whistle goes. Sunderland's boy Keane has a bit of a job to do up there in the North East. Won't concern Paul Simpson and Preston North End players and fans. North End are on a bit of a roll at the moment. And let's hope that run will continue on Tuesday at Ipswich. So the fourth official adds on. It was surely more than a couple of minutes. There's absolutely nothing that is.
The officials have agreed there'll be a minimum of 3 minutes.
3 minutes of time to be added on.
3 minutes.
I do sometimes wonder where they get these minutes from. I suppose on this occasion there have been a number of substitutions maybe. Dwight York is fouled, free kick Sunderland. Dwight York will position himself for the free kick. Sunderland trying to steal an extra 2 or 3 yards. Dwight York. Not going to be involved in the free kick. There's 4 in the wall for Preston North End. It's going to be Whitehead that will take it. Into time on at Deepdale. North End leads Sunderland by 4 goals to 1. The free kick is taken. The effort is blocked as Ledbetter tries an effort. Blocked by North End player, and the ball jumps into the North End penalty. Dichio with the header away. So Sunderland finishing with a flourish, but it's a bit of a splutter rather than a flourish, and the ball's played in. Looking for trying to find Dwight York. Alexander, around international duty, involved in Scotland's 2 games against France and the Ukraine. A busy week for him. Deep into time on Deepdale. has one last spark in it as we are into the final 60 seconds. Will it come from Sunderland? The ball's played in towards David Conley inside the penalty area. Off the line by North End by Liam Chilvers. The last chance for Sunderland. 4-1, it's nothing more than consolation. But at least they're battling in this second half, and the second half it's an even 1-1 scoreline. It's the first 40 minutes that Keane were bitterly disappointed with 3-0, the game all over. So North End go to Ipswich then on Tuesday, full live coverage to come on White's World of that one. North End's great start to this season continues. Unbeaten in 9, 4 wins and 2 draws at home is a very impressive record. They're about for any team in the division. Sunderland have a free kick into the penalty area. Dwight York with the header, that's wide. That will probably be the last throws of the game here at Deepdale this afternoon. North End players should get a good reception in this head. The result is an impressive one against a side who hadn't been on a roll, against a side whose fortune looked to have turned under Roy Keane. Not so. They've been taught a lesson at Deepdale this afternoon. If he looks at his watch, it's all over. North End have packed the points. They've won by 4 goals to 1. Good applause from the North End fans for their team. Good 3 points as far as Preston North End are concerned. Preston were impressive and they did enough, and they scored 3 goals almost while Sunderland were almost settling into Deepdale. There isn't many Sunderland fans that are left to them for staying, but as far as Preston are concerned, it's a great 3 points. Keep the pressure at the top of the table. The unbeaten run moves to 9 games in the league. They led on 18 minutes courtesy of Dichio's header from a right-handed cross. There was a penalty when Noseworthy brought down Simon Whaley on the half-an-hour mark, which Graham Alexander struck low and hard. The keeper got a touch but couldn't stop it. 2-0 Preston. Then good work by David Nugent went round the keeper. His cross on the right was directed goal bound by a Sunderland player, Dean Whitehead. 3-0. Simon Whaley made it 4-0 on 54 minutes. Low drive from the edge of the penalty area into the corner. Game over really then. They did get a consolation Sunderland courtesy of Varga on 56 minutes from a corner from Leon Lawrence. But by then, the points in the bag. Good 3 points for Preston North End. The Deepdale is finished. Thanks for listening. Preston North End 4, Sunderland 1.